Wow, so hey guys, I was not expecting to be doing this video, but it appears that Blake Lively and Wayfarer have settled their lawsuit. There was nothing on the docket, and we won't know the terms of the settlement. That will remain confidential, and it will never appear on the court docket. So just to read this part, Wayfarer and Justin Baldoni's Wayfarer parties have reached a settlement with their contentious legal dispute stemming from the 2024 film It Ends With Us. On Monday, May 4th, attorneys for both sides, Wayfarer's lawyer Brian Friedman and Ellen Garofalo, along with Lively's counsel Michael Gottlieb and Esper Hudson, issued a joint statement confirming the agreement. The settlement comes just 2 weeks before the case was scheduled to go to trial in New York. And the statement reads, "The end product, the movie, It Ends With Us, is a source of pride to all of us who work to bring it to life. Raising awareness and making a meaningful impact in the lives of domestic violence survivors and all survivors is a goal that we stand behind. We acknowledge the process, presented challenges, and recognize concerns raised by Ms. Lively deserve to be heard. We remain firmly committed to workplaces free of improprieties and unproductive environments. It is our sincere hope that this brings closure and allows all involved to move forward constructively and in peace, including a respectful environment online." Terms of the agreement were not immediately disclosed. And I just want to kind of cover that sentence there. We acknowledge the process, presented challenges, and recognize concerns raised by Ms. Lively deserve to be heard. That is not an admission that they did anything wrong, that Wayfarer did anything wrong. That is an admission that if someone raises concerns, anyone raises concerns in the workplace, then they should be listened to. And, things should be investigated. In April, U.S. District Judge Louis Lyman dismissed 10 of Lively's claims, including sexual harassment, defamation, and civil conspiracy, while allowing claims for retaliation, aiding and abetting retaliation, and breach of contract to proceed. Baldoni was no longer named as a defendant on the remaining claims, which had been set for a trial on May 18th. In his ruling, Lyman determined that Lively, 38, was an independent contractor rather than an employee, meaning she could not bring sexual harassment claims under the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits workplace discrimination, including on the basis of gender. The judge also noted that the alleged conduct must be viewed within the context of the film's production, writing that creative artists must have the same amount of space to experiment within the bounds of an agreed script without fear of being held liable for sexual harassment. However, Lyman allowed Lively to continue pursuing claims related to an alleged retaliatory smear campaign, stating that the actions of Baldoni's PR team at least arguably crossed the line. He added that the reputational impact could be significant, emphasizing that Lively's profession places a heavy emphasis on personal and professional marketability. The dispute began in December 2024 when Lively filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department against Baldoni, the film's director and co-star, accusing him of sexual harassment on set. She also alleged that Baldoni and his production company Wayfarer Studios orchestrated a social manipulation campaign to damage her reputation. Baldoni denied the allegations and later filed a $400 million countersuit, which was later dismissed. Lively claimed she lost nearly $300 million after being labeled a bully and mean girl across media and social platforms. She further alleged that Baldoni's production company and his PR firm TAG retaliated against her after she came forward with claims of harassing conduct. So there we go. Allegedly, and it sounds pretty definite, the case is now over, and They have settled. We'll never know what the terms of settlement was. As far as her Section 47.1 damages, I believe the position is that she hasn't prevailed. I don't know. Because she's claiming the damages for the lawsuit Wayfarer brought against her. And that was dismissed, so she technically was the prevailing party. It may be that part of the settlement is that Wayfarer don't go after that. We don't know. There's obviously still her motion for treble damages against Jed Wallace as well in Texas. Again, that may also have been a factor in part of the settlement discussions, is, drop it. Walk away. Everyone just walks away. So yeah, that's that. I'm a little bit speechless. I'm sure I will come back once I've let this marinate for a little bit. And there will still be stuff. Stuff will be, there's still all the unsealing stuff I want to go through, regardless of what's happening with this. And there are all the side cases. So there's still Jones v. Abel. There is the case involving Celeste Smith and Steve Sauritz and Wayfarer Foundation. There is the I can't remember his name, but the choreographer of NSYNC's Bye 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 is still suing Sony for the dance routine, infringement of his copyright to that being included in the Deadpool and Wolverine. There's also the New York Times and Harco Company, the insurance company, are still suing Wayfarer, respectively, both of them. So, and the estate of Travis Flores against Friedman, I know there was a hearing on that as well earlier, so I'll check that out and see where we are. So there's still an awful lot to, keep up with for now. But this settlement has no bearing on Jones v. Abel, so that continues. All right, guys, I am dying to hear what you have to say about this in the comments.